my first impression of you was the Nike stuff you were wearing.
Yeah.
I thought that you made a mistake and you were wearing like the different colors like by mistake. You know,
Yeah.
I thought you were like mix and matching.
I probably did. I didn't give a shit. I just wore whatever.
Yeah.
I just like mixed and match. I didn't care.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Changeover podcast. This is the weekly grind. This is Justin. I'm Jody, and today we're joined with Zane Khan. Zane, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Zane is 21. He was ranked as high as 404 in the world. Reached the last round of qualifying at the U.S. Open in 2021. I guess we can start at the beginning though. How was juniors like for you? How'd you get into tennis?
Yeah, so my uncle got me into tennis, same as my brother. I have a twin brother. He goes to Duke now. So we first started out just for fun. Like he would take us after he would get back at the end of the day from his college, and then he started seeing we got pretty good at like around 7 years old, and then we started taking it more seriously. Our first.
When did you start, and how old were you when you started?
I first started when we were 5. I think we started when we were 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And our first sport was actually soccer. So we first started playing some soccer, and then it was like soccer and like tennis at that time, and then at like 7 or 8, we just only started focusing on tennis.
Okay.
Pretty young age, just focus on tennis. But yeah.
How much were you playing at that age?
That age, we would just go after school. So like 3 hours or so.
Okay.
If I had to guess, maybe 4. Yeah, one long session at the end of the day.
How was juniors like? Like, did you do well in juniors?
Yeah, I did pretty well. We first started out like playing this Texas tournaments over there. We traveled.
Texas Slam?
Oh,
You
yeah.
played the Slam?
It's called the Grand Slam.
Yeah, the Grand Slam, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we won that actually. We played each other in the finals of that. I think the 12s. We were like 10, and then we played each other in the 12s. So yeah, we were like the best in Texas at that age already. So I think it was good.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And then you went into... Did you play a lot of the ITF juniors too, or not really?
Yeah, I did. I think we started when we were 14, and then yeah, I played all the ones in the U.S. Like I played in South Carolina. I played the one in Boca at Everett Tennis Academy. I played the one in Philadelphia.
How old were you when you did well in Eddie Hearn Orange Bowl in the same year one time, right?
Yeah, I did well at Eddie Hearn 12.
Yeah.
I lost in the finals.
Yeah.
And then the 14s, that was the year I did well in both. I won Eddie Hearn that year.
Yeah.
And then I lost in the semis, 6th and the 3rd, to the guy that I beat in the finals, Eddie Hearn.
And
I
Orange Bowl.
had a match point that match, yeah. I remember I hit like a stretch return on the like full stretch, lobbed it up in the middle of the court. The guy just like popped it over it out of nowhere. It was crazy. He's
9
still
years
playing
ago.
actually right now. I think he's like 2 unders now.
What's his name?
Bouillon.
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah. He's pretty good. I
So
think he was hurt for a while, but he's back into it
It's
now.
a high level back at that time.
Yeah. And then he destroyed the guy in the finals. I think I would have won that match if I would have played.
So what do you think made you like so successful in juniors? Like when you were around that age, like to play like late in those tournaments in Orange Bowl, Eddie Hearn, and then when you went into 18s.
Yeah, so you're talking about in the 14s or?
Yeah, like
just
as
in
you were getting up, like 14, 15, 16, like when you started to get a little bit older.
Yeah, so I think, yeah, we were training like crazy hard, and like our whole lives were basically dedicated to that. I think that had to play a big role, and always having our uncle there as well. We were really lucky and blessed to have that. Not everyone had that, so I think at that time when we were 14, we would train like twice a day at the USTA, and then like a session afterwards on top of that, which was a lot. But yeah, that's what we were doing, and we started improving a lot during that time.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So were you spending like 5 hours on court a day? 6 hours?
Yeah, around.
Wow.
Yeah,
At
training hard.
13,
very hard.
14.
Yeah.
But it kind of paid off. I mean,
Heck yeah.
you told me that I know you got pretty high in juniors as well, maybe top 10.
I was like 16,
Top
15.
20?
Yeah.
But you barely played
I-
tournaments.
I was like 16 at the time, about to turn 17. Yeah, I made finals at Orange Bowl. It was actually crazy. I played the week before in Bradenton.
Yeah.
That year. I got to the quarters and I started feeling like very strong shoulder pain there,
Mhm.
and I had to pull out of that match.
Yeah.
And then I went to Orange Bowl like not expecting to play. I just showed up and I was just like, all right. My coaches just were like, just go play. Shariko's like that, and then Sebastian Grosjean was helping me as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. And I just showed up and played, and I had like a tough one first round. I won in 3, and then yeah, I kept going. I got to the finals there. Shoulder kept feeling better and better every match, and yeah.
So like as I know you, you were very. When I first saw you playing, I think we might have been in Cancun. I don't know if Jody remembers this, but we were in Cancun, and I think you might have been 17, 18. I don't know how old you were, but I
Yeah.
think you probably had qualified, probably
Yeah.
won a couple rounds, and you were very. I don't know. You looked like you were very locked in, like
Probably
a very,
Yeah.
like a very focused guy.
Yeah, I was
Engaged.
insane.
Very
I was
engaged.
insane.
But
I was going crazy after all the points.
and
I'm
maybe
sure you
like a
saw
little
that
high
too.
strung. I might.
Yeah.
That's how I might describe it.
Yeah.
But where did that come from? That kind of
I've always
attitude.
I've always had that since I was like 7 years old. Since I started taking the sport more seriously,
Yeah.
I've always had that fire inside. The problem was trying to manage that,
To
trying to
control
deal with
it,
control
yeah.
it, because I would go a little overboard a lot of times. I
Yeah.
would I would get really pissed on court, like smash rackets, swear, and just like get in my own head, beat myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was working on that a lot actually right before I got injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of where I met you. I think we played in a Caselli, like a
Oh yeah.
money tournament.
I remember
like
that now. Yeah.
Beginning of 2021.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I would have met Chris for the first time.
Yeah,
He was
yeah, I
coaching
know.
you at the time.
Yeah. We just started at that point.
You just started together.
Yeah.
And I was gonna ask, what did he have to do with, like, what was impact on you, Chris, specifically? Like, how did he help you?
I've known him since I was like 11 years old. He came to New Braunfels, Texas. That's where I used to train for like
Why
a
the
year
hell
or
was
so.
he there?
I don't know. It's some
He's from England, like
experience.
from London.
Some experience. I don't know what he. Yeah.
What was there? What facility was there?
John Newcomb Tennis Academy
Okay.
in New Braunfels, Texas. Yeah. It's a great facility.
It's adding up
So-
now. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
It's all coming together now.
we're great friends as well,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't know. He has a crazy amount of experience, and he has so much knowledge for the game. So I think that, and also like he helped me a lot mentally as well, not only playing wise tactically, but
Mhm.
also mentally, which I never really focused on as much all the years prior to working with him.
For sure.
So before it was like all effort and not that much of like
Exactly.
paying attention to the
Yeah, I
mental
would like a
part,
lot of the times I would just like give away a game randomly or give away a few points, and I started to realize at the futures level you couldn't really do that anymore.
Yeah.
In the juniors you could, whatever, like you just break each other easily, but
Yeah.
in the men's, yeah, it's very tough.
'Cause I
You
think-
can't go away at all.
I think watching you, it was very clear that you were very good, but you
Thank
you seemed to, like you said, you seem to have like this mentality that was helping you, but also hurting you at the same time.
Exactly, yeah.
So when I was talking to Beggy, you guys were actually, you went to India,
Yeah,
and that's where you kind of made like a switch. I feel like, because I think you were ranked like around 1,000,
yeah.
and
So
then that trip kind of changed things for you.
exactly. So I started the year. I played the Delray Open. I got a wild card there, and I won first round. The guy pulled out whatever. I was going insane that match as well, psychotic. I was just like, I was up setting 4-1 and just like swearing and like
Yeah.
going crazy after every point. I don't know why. And then I played final round. I played Christian Harrison, and that was a really tight match. I was down like a set and 5-2 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Came back, won the second 7-6, and then I lost the third. I was cramping like the whole third match, the third set. I was
Yeah.
cramping, full body, like my hand and everything too. And somehow I still stayed in it.
Uh-huh.
But I lost the set 7-6, and then yeah, I think from there just like I went to India and just like took over.
But what
I think-
changed for you in that trip?
Yeah, that week I focused like regardless of how I played. I remember me and Beggy were just talking about how I'm just gonna be there mentally
Yeah.
every single point, every single game. No matter if I get broken or whatever, I lose a point. I'm there every single point, and I have good attitude. I'm not complaining Like he just like anytime I get like little upset, he'd be so pissed on the sideline. So yeah, that tournament was it was like squeaky clean.
It was what, three? You played 3 tournaments in India, wasn't it? Or was it just a few?
No, I played 3. So I won the first 2, and then there was like a week break or something like that, and I played the third.
Okay.
Yeah.
You lost in the
I
final.
was supposed to play the fourth too.
Yeah.
But the third one, like I got sick. It was crazy. The COVID rate over there was like everyone was getting COVID.
You had COVID or what?
I don't think so, but I was really sick.
Yeah.
I still somehow made it to the finals, but yeah. They were thinking about canceling that tournament because it was so bad. COVID was so bad in Pune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I think that's where I would have actually gotten to know you, was maybe the trip after that. We traveled together to Israel.
Israel, yeah, that was just a lot nicer. Yeah.
I heard stories about this. This is when I had surgery this time, so I was recovering. I believe this is the year I was recovering. So I was hearing stories of how Israel was going on.
No, it's interesting.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So I arrived first. Beggy booked us to stay in a hostel.
Yeah.
So I show up at this place at 5 a.m. right? It's like, if you walk in the street, you know how you see like sometimes like there will be dumpsters behind like a wooden fence thing, and you could like open that and you like throw dumpsters. We would you open this random wooden fence, and there's like a stairs downstairs, and then it's like a door, like a big metal door, right?
We stayed with like other random people there too. They're just
so
like loud the whole night.
You come in the hostel, and our room is the first room, and it's like a bunk bed and then 2 beds in a room. There's nowhere to walk. It's just 2 beds and bunk bed. Right?
I think it was hot as shit in there too.
Super hot.
Yeah.
And then there's like a little living room, and then there's like 2 or 3 more bedrooms the same way, and we share like this little tiny bathroom. So it's like up to like 8 people sharing.
But
like
that's not even the tough part of the trip, no?
No, it is worse. It gets worse. But then, like we're sharing with like these random Georgian guys who were like just chilling in the living room, drinking beers.
Tennis players or no? Oh,
no,
not
dog,
tennis players, just random.
Regular people,
okay.
like construction workers or something. I don't know. I don't know what they were doing there. We couldn't speak to them. Language barrier. But we happened to be there during like some civil unrest, I think, when there was some bombing between Palestine and Israel.
Yeah, it was really bad
so
during that time.
The second week, the week that Zane actually won, was like every night we would be chilling, like eating dinner or laying in bed, and if you look into the sky, you would see like they call the Iron Dome or something in Israel, where they shoot down the rockets.
Yeah.
So you could see like almost like fireworks. You would be looking out, and you would see these things exploding.
Wait, was this where you couldn't get into or couldn't get out of or something?
That was the trip the week after we tried to go to Georgia.
Yeah. That was
so
that nice over there.
Becky told me there was a night
Depressing place.
So we stayed in housing in Jerusalem, but Becky stayed at the hostel because it was cheap. So he would drive up like 45 minutes every day to the tournament. And he said,
Becky's a beast, huh?
Becky's the best.
That's insane.
One night he said he was eating dinner in the street, and the sirens went off, and people left everything they were doing and went in bunkers, and he didn't know what to do. So he was sprinting around trying to figure out how to get shelter while this, But
these things happen to Becky, isn't it?
Yeah,
it
follows him. It follows him.
Something happened after that also.
Yeah.
We went to Portugal, and it was his birthday, and we were at the airport. There's a protest for the immigration officers, and there's only like one guy, and there's like a 6-hour wait or 8-hour wait.
On his birthday?
On his birthday. In the line, so we were just waiting in the line. I was just laying down. I have a picture actually on my phone, just laying down on the floor.
I heard Becky slept in a sauna in Portugal. Is that true?
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, it was like some back room. It was like a hotel, but there's like some back room there because all the rooms were fully booked, and he just stayed there. I don't know. It was like a sauna. Yeah.
That's crazy. Becky does anything to get the job done.
Yeah.
We appreciate
Respect.
Becky.
Yeah, for real.
But where was I going with that? Where I was going with that was, in Israel, I was watching you play. I remember the first 2 rounds. I think the first round was an easy match, and then you played a very good play. I think Marek Gengel, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it was second round or quarters. I can't remember. But
yeah,
you won this match. I think maybe 5-5 or 5-6. But the tension was like crazy. Like you were freaking out after every point,
exactly.
and it was like if Zane could like somehow channel this energy and calm down a little bit, the match probably be much more straightforward. So, but you don't know if he's gonna win or lose today because of how it's going. And beat a very good player, and Becky was still pissed at him.
Yeah, he was very pissed at me after that match. Yeah, but I think it was the quarters. Yeah.
Yeah, but then even with all the war and all the stuff going on, I think the last couple matches were very good. I remember when you beat Lazarov, and then
they're thinking about canceling the tournament in the semis.
Yeah, they're talking about canceling the tournament.
I was like, we got this far. Let's just finish the tournament
because of the war and all this stuff. So it was it was just cool to see once you actually found this. I don't know. You looked very calm on the court the last couple matches. Yeah, it was. And the level was way different. And even though you were playing well before, I thought like it was clear you were much better than opponents when you were calm.
I was freaking out inside, but I wasn't so I was forcing it.
Yeah, so I wanted to know kind of what did it take for you to get to that point in that tournament? Like what switched for you?
Just one was Becky just getting really. He was on my case, getting really pissed at me.
So
I was
fair.
I was like, no. It was just telling myself. I was like, don't focus about the outcome. Don't focus about anything else. Just focus on one thing, like your attitude and focusing on what you need to do every single point, and that's it. Mm-hmm. And I ended up playing way better after focusing on that. Yeah, and I made the match a lot easier than it actually was, than it looked like.
For sure.
Yeah. So.
How much did your ranking go up from like the time in Delray until then, until after those trips? Because you would have won a few in India. And
I started like 1,000, and then by like half the year I was like 400.
Yeah.
So in a rough year though, because I think that was the year after COVID.
Yeah.
So people weren't losing points.
Yeah.
So if this was a few years ago, he probably would have been top 300 already with that kind of results, you know?
Yeah.
So
I think like 200s. That's what like you said. Yeah, it's insane. And then I would have gotten into way more challengers. Like during that time, it was tough. I couldn't get into any challengers.
Yeah.
I was like 400, and I was tough to get into qualies even.
It's crazy.
Like I couldn't get into qualies.
But you got the wild card at U.S. Open, right?
Yeah.
Like that was in August. When is U.S. Open? August, September.
August, September.
I just know it was late in the year. I remember watching you play. I remember watching that year. My first impression of you was the Nike stuff you were wearing.
Yeah.
I thought that you made a mistake and you were wearing like the different colors like by mistake. You know, I thought you were like mix and matching.
I probably did. I didn't give a shit. I just wore whatever. Yeah. I was like mix and match. I didn't care.
But you're getting the job done though. You're winning last round qualies, right?
Yeah. So I hurt myself in Portugal. I hurt myself after the semifinals match. It was like a long, like 4.5 hour match, and it was against a good player, and I don't remember doing anything during that match, nor does Beggy. I don't remember twisting my ankle or anything like that. And then, so after that match, I wake up the next morning and I couldn't walk, just out of nowhere. And I had to pull out of the finals. I knew right away when I woke up that morning, like, no chance. I could barely walk right now. Went to the physio, tried everything, took like 4 Voltarens or something like that, and like put the cream on. I was like, come on, you gotta help me out, do something. But she was like, no chance. I tried one game just because I wanted to try, and like I almost got pegged on like a second serve return because I couldn't move even a step. And then after that, I came back to the U.S. and I went to the HSS at West Palm Beach. I did an MRI scan, and the person just said like it's just tendonitis, don't worry about anything. And I just kept doing rehab because they said strengthen it and keep going. And I wasn't gonna play U.S. Open, but they gave me the wild card, so that's what I went there for. And I ended up doing a lot better than I thought. I was like, right before that point, I just was able to start moving. Like I was taking like 3 or 4 Voltarens a day, and worked out pretty well.
So you didn't prepare that much for the U.S. Open?
I think
before.
No, I was in England. I was training with Beggy over there, like just like doing hand feeds, like not moving at all.
Yeah.
And then like even the weather difference was a lot different.
Yeah.
So I was really out of shape, and it was. We did the best we could under the circumstances. So
that's pretty decent, I would say.
Yeah, and then I ended up playing really well. I didn't expect it. I ended up playing really well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think we actually watched all those matches.
Yeah.
Because that was right after. I think you came to visit Delray around that time.
I came to visit Delray. I hit with you one day in July.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. Probably not. I hit one. It was when I came to visit for the first time. No, but me too. I was playing tennis after my surgery for maybe about 2 weeks, by the time when I hit with you. So
yeah,
I
I think
couldn't
I
move.
remember. Yeah.
When
I
I came out
remember.
from surgery, I couldn't play for more than 20 minutes.
And we were
I
both
was-
just sitting down the middle. I
Yeah.
think.
yeah, and I was dead. I was exhausted.
Yeah.
So then, unfortunately, I think after US Open, you went to France or somewhere
I
to
went
play
to
a challenger.
France, and I mean, my ankle was already pretty bad at that point, but like I was still on the painkiller, so I was able to still like play like somewhat pain free. And I went there. I got like another wild card, so that's why I just went there. I played qualifying there, and then first round, like I was up 4-1 or something like that against some Japanese player, and like at 4-2 or something, I just tweaked my ankle just a little, and after that, like I was feeling a good amount of pain the whole match, and I don't know if I retired or not or just like finished the match, but after that point, I was completely done. Even the painkillers didn't do anything.
So you knew it was something different with the ankle at that point.
Yeah, I knew something was wrong. I mean, I kind of had an idea already, even at U.S. Open, because I was taking so many painkillers, and there's like that's not normal.
Yeah, something's wrong
It's
here.
not just it's not just tendonitis. It's
Yeah.
like something torn or something like that. And yeah, so I went to England after that, and saw like some of the best doctors in the world over there, and they were like, we looked at the same MRI. I don't know what the person in Florida is talking about at the HSS. This is clearly like torn ligaments. My ankle is like all flimsy, like just like dangling around like this.
Brutal.
Playing on it for like a month or two. So I think that definitely made it a lot worse. So ultimately, I did like all the PRPs. Like I went to Barcelona. I got like 2 PRPs there. I did like 3 PRPs at the HSS after that. And I was still feeling a good amount of pain. So ultimately, I went back to England and did the surgery in January. So, yeah, after that, like when they opened the ankle, they're like everything's like it looks like a bomb went off in my ankle. Like all the ligaments were torn, tendons torn. There's like a piece of bone that was floating around in my ankle. They had to take that out. I actually got that sitting in my living room.
You saved it?
At my grandparents' place. Yeah, it's like my best trophy. I worked hard for that.
I can walk again.
Painful experience. Yeah, it took a while to walk after the first surgery. I had like a crazy reaction afterwards. I was like, I don't know if I want to get into the details, but I was like throwing up a crazy amount. Like couldn't use the toilet. Like on oxy. Like I was in insane amount of pain. Like 8 out of 10 pain all day, just on heavy drugs. Like I was on oxy like 4 times a day, and on top of that, Cotamol 4 times a day.
Crazy.
For a few weeks at least, and then it went down to like just a few, like 1 time oxy a day or 2 times oxy a day, and then Cotamol every day, and then it just went less and less. But I was taking those drugs for a few months at least after the surgery, which was insane. I couldn't walk for like 4 months.
But did that change anything when you? Because I remember you had like a time period of like taking a bunch of painkillers and nothing was working. Was that time period?
Yeah, I mean it was before that. It was before the surgery. Like,
okay.
Yeah. It just stopped working out of nowhere. I'd take like 3-4 Voltarens and still couldn't walk. Felt like crazy amount of pain. So then we knew you had to go there and try to figure it out.
You had a couple of times, or at least one I can remember. I think you went to Argentina for a while to do like some.
Yeah, I was good there. I think that was in December. Right before
I remember we did like a preseason together, you and I.
Yeah, because one of the PRPs in Spain worked. I think the first one.
Yeah.
And I was good for like a month or so.
Yeah.
And I was training every single day, jogging, like doing heavy fitness every day. But even like Beggy, he could tell like something's not right. And then I got like sick for like a week, and I came back like day after that, and I was doing fitness, like doing some cutting drills, and I was sprinting. I felt like very sharp pain, and that from that point on, I was feeling pain every single day.
Yeah.
So then, when we did the surgery in January, end of January.
How we living these days? How we feeling?
These days, man, 2 surgeries and 27 injections later, I'm getting better. I'm able to do normal things again, which is great.
That's a blessing.
You take it for granted. Finally able to walk and sleep at night.
Yeah.
It's great. And I'm on some pills still, but it's not like those crazy pills. I'm on pregabalin right now, and I'm lowering the dose a bit, so that's good.
So in this, would you say 27 injections and 2 surgeries, like this 2-year period, how has it been having to watch guys who you were maybe ahead of or in a similar,
Yeah.
I guess, level at the time, like 2 years ago, doing very well now? Like some guys top 100, top 50.
Yeah.
How does that feel to watch that process kind of unfold?
Yeah, obviously it's tough. I mean, yeah, it's happy for the guys, but like it's it's tough. It's tough. It's tough and sitting and watching it. But what can I do? Like I can
Yeah.
only stay positive and
Mm-hmm.
do what I can. That's it, really. I don't want to live and just like be like jealous or just
Bitter.
be sad all the
Yeah.
time. You
Yeah.
know, I want to live a good life. So
So
I'm
what do
not
you
really worried about that.
what do you focus on these days?
Right now, just trying to get back into it. I go this coming Sunday. I go get another course of 4 injections. I have to see like some another 4 injections. I have to go see
31.
31. Yeah, I have
Turn
to
them
go-
up.
Just like that.
Yeah, I have to go see some nerve specialist. This last course of injections helped a lot. Before that, I was in a good amount of pain. I was in like a 6, 7 out of 10 pain all day, and I was like taking a crazy amount of the pills that I'm on right now. I was taking like 6 a day, and still a lot of pain. So I think that he's very confident that it's gonna relieve the pain completely. So
Mhm.
I hope he's right. That's all I can do. I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully that goes well, and then I'm back on the court soon. Hopefully.
Just ease your way back into it.
Yeah.
Build up slow.
You've been helping coach a little
Come
bit
back
in the meanwhile, right? Like
yeah,
while
I
you
have. Whenever I can, I just go out on court and help.
do you like it, coaching?
Yeah, I do. Every time I've been injured in my career, I go and help.
You
when I
coached
can.
me a little bit. Like, I don't know, maybe in January, actually. Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
When?
Because, like, in the beginning of
In
the year,
training.
before I went to the first tournament, like, he was just behind the court, like, helping me out. Yeah.
My only
Tough
impression,
coach.
on him, like when he coached me, like I would coach. It was like just one day, first minute into practice, like first rally down the middle, he was already like shouting at me, telling me, "Move!" Like everything counts, everything matters.
It's big on the
Yeah.
technique, too.
Yeah.
The footwork.
The Zane Khan method right there.
So I guess piggybacking off of that, like since you were such a good junior, and also you've had so much experience through like the I guess the challenge and the futures level, and some at the ATP, obviously with the Grand Slam and stuff. What advice do you have for like these kids that you're coaching right now? Like, what's a couple things that they should be really focusing on if they actually want to make a difference and do well in the juniors?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is for sure just is work ethic, and on top of that, a lot of these guys when they're competing, they just throw away games and stuff, and so they need to focus on that for sure, and just staying there every point and just listening to the guys, listen to Beggy, listen to Sharik, and yeah, just keep going.
Is the message
Gotta
similar
keep
to
going.
what you used to go through, like throwing away points, throwing away games and
yeah,
stuff?
that's big for sure, more than technique or anything really. You do that, you'll figure out everything else. I feel like you focus on that, like everything will come to you. So yeah.
And maybe for us too, I mean, you're younger than us, but you've experienced maybe a few higher levels than we have on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So I maybe want to know what would you say towards us trying to move from, let's say, futures level into challengers and then hopefully beyond that? What are some things that kind of helped you push through that?
No, I think you guys definitely can, for sure. I think just keeping the hope and just going in, week out. It's not easy. Like, you never know when you could get that breakthrough week. And then once you go from there, it's just momentum. You're flying then after that.
Yeah.
That's what, like, before India, I thought there was no chance I could ever win a future. Like, I like, it was crazy.
Remember you having
I couldn't go past quarterfinals of future.
struggling in Naples a little bit. I remember you played there.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
played those two before. And yeah, I lost like first round of the second one. I lost to Harrison again.
Yeah, rough
I was
match.
up 5-3 in
watched
the third. I think I had a match point that match.
that was rough.
Serving. But yeah, I talked to Harrison after India actually, and I was like, thanks a lot, man. Send me over there. He was like, it paid off, didn't it? I was like, yeah, I guess you could say that.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
For
so
sure.
yeah, you guys just stick with it, and I think you guys can get there. Keep trying to improve every day, and yeah, don't be content with where you are.
For sure.
keep striving for more.
Similar to you, for me, the last 2 years have been full of injuries and some hardships, I would say, things to overcome. And even though you try to remain positive and focus on what you can control and just be grateful for every day, like there are times where it just doesn't feel the same. Like you feel a little beat up by life and a little bit maybe like it's a little bit unfair. You feel like you work so hard, you try to do all the right things, you do all the stretching, all the rehab, all the whatever, and it's like, why am I getting injured? Why can't I play? I'm trying to do everything I can to, But I coincidentally, my childhood coach, the person who first traveled with me when I was like 8, 9, 10 years old, was in town when I was playing the Battle of Boca last weekend, and it was nice. We started talking, and we were talking about the trips I had when I was 8, 9, 10 years old to Florida playing some tournaments, or in these big groups we went in to Atlanta, and then when I played around the Caribbean when I was young, talking about friends that we made, places that we went, things we experienced together. So even though tennis can be unfair to us sometimes, I feel like it's given us so much at the same time. I was kind of wanting to know from you, what has tennis given you from your perspective?
I mean, it's given me everything, really. I know these times are tough, but if you keep going, you'll get through it for sure. Yeah. I mean, it's also definitely helps having great people around you. Mm-hmm. So that definitely got me through it as well, because I've definitely been through some really tough times.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got to try to stay positive and keep going. You can do it.
Should we have a little bit of fun? I guess.
Yeah.
Fun.
Let's have some fun.
Yeah, let's have a little. It's Wimbledon started. Main draw started. Today's Monday. Today. Did Wimbledon start today or yesterday?
Wimbledon started today.
Today, yeah. So, let's start with Zane. You've played on grass in juniors? You said, right?
Yeah, I played in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
When I was 14.
Sorry, go on.
When I was 14.
That's, okay.
Yeah, that's
so why don't you tell people what's grass like and how is it different from other surfaces?
Well, grass in general, I think the ball doesn't come up much at all. I think compared to the other surfaces, that's the biggest thing. And the one I played on, though, it's not really like Wimbledon. It's if you hit a drop shot on that court, the point's over.
That's.
Yeah. So yeah, it's I feel like it's dead. Like. But yeah, ball doesn't come up at all. Like if you hit an overhead, if you smash an overhead, just like the ball's right to the guy.
Really?
So yeah,
it's
I remember doing that. No, like you smash an overhead and the ball's right to them. They can easily go back and get it. You have to like angle it and slice it or like hit it off the court.
So it's more about playing with spins and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta be low as shit as well. You gotta.
Okay. That's very low.
I had a short trip to Philly when I played. I lost to Blumberg first round.
Oh shit! That's a tough one.
Yeah, I had a short little trip in and out. So
that place is really nice. You have to wear all white. I remember they're so strict on that. It's insane.
I don't know why. When I was in juniors, like everyone was so excited to play. Because it's
I had grass court shoes, and I was gonna go. I was so excited. I was like, I'm gonna go wear my grass court shoes.
You're not allowed to, right?
You're not allowed to.
Yeah.
Why not beat up the grass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it? What is grass? It's like little studs, like little not studs, but like.
No, it's actual grass.
But under the shoe, the sole, like it's.
Oh yeah, it's like little spikes.
Spiky.
Little spikes. Yeah. Like
how is moving on the grass? I never played on it.
I mean, you're playing. First of all, it's like slippery kind of, but you're not using.
That's another thing too. Yeah.
So
you slip like crazy. Yeah. It's insane. Like you do everything right, but you still slip and like pull a hip or something. Everyone's getting injured, especially if it's a little wet. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Does it suit your game, grass?
I think it definitely did. When I was playing, I was very good on grass. I feel like grass and more so hard. In juniors, actually, some of the better results I had was on clay though.
So wait, did you play Wimbledon juniors?
I was supposed to, but I was hurt. I like tore my hamstring. I think at that point.
Jeez.
Yeah, tough. I played French Open, like my leg all taped up like crazy.
You've been through it though.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be.
You gotta
fun
keep going.
We're going back to
keep going.
Keep going. You can do it. Yeah.
But I visited Wimbledon with Beggy while I was there after my injury. It was really nice. Really nice to go see. Mm-hmm. I saw center court. Yeah, I took some pictures over there. I saw the little like gift shop that they have over there.
What's your dream slam to win?
Probably U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Because I'm American.
Yeah.
So.
What's two?
Huh?
What's after that? After U.S. Open?
Definitely Wimbledon.
Wimbledon for sure?
Wimbledon for sure. It's a tight one, but probably U.S. Open. I feel like no one has done it in a while, and Yeah, I would love to. Yeah.
Man is hungry. Haven't played in a while. He's hungry to go.
Stop it.
Next question: is serving volleying a dying art? You wanna have this one, Justin?
Me?
Sure.
I wouldn't say. I would say that it's gonna be used like tactically. I mean, there are guys who do it. I mean, Cressy is very good at it. I have to think of other names, but I wouldn't say that it's dying. I think, personally, I believe as guys continue to get better from the baseline, you're gonna have to try to find ways to make a difference. So it's gonna be something that you sprinkle in here and there at least tactically to get an advantage. Like, I know I've seen guys playing against Medvedev when he was playing unbelievable from the parking lot. You gotta do something because otherwise you're gonna be in 40 ball rights every time you're serving.
Yeah.
So I think it has died compared to, let's say, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna start to be sprinkled in a lot. I think you see like even Alcaraz uses it quite a bit in certain moments. So I don't think you're gonna see a lot of guys doing it all the time, but I think you're gonna see a lot of guys using it for certain tactical situations.
I feel like the game has gone in kind of like waves, like back in the day where everyone used to serve and volley, and then it went through the phase where like the technology changed with the rackets and string, and everyone started hitting the shit out of the balls. Everyone's hitting the ball hard, and then now it's coming back to like variety. So you're seeing like more slicing and
different
drop shots.
styles,
Like Alcaraz can play the drop shot, can play far back, put the ball up high,
can do
serve
everything.
and volley. Yeah, so I think it's going in
little waves. Yeah.
So I would say
it's definitely something good to have like in your arsenal, just to like take it out whenever you can.
Yeah.
It's like mixing a little kick and volley on the
Kick,
outside.
big moments,
definitely
you don't want
good.
the ball to bounce, just get
Once in a while, I think
over.
it's definitely good to mix up.
Especially in big moments, some guys get tight.
Yeah.
They haven't seen you do it the whole match, and then all of a sudden you're sprinting it.
Yeah. Becky
Everyone
actually
has
talked to me about your like kick serve. Didn't you have a phase where you're like kicking a whole bunch of serves? And
Yeah,
like the
crazy
first
amount.
percentage up?
Yeah.
But it was good though.
In India. Yeah, I was just
short,
like
wide.
kicking like crazy, like every point on the ad. Because I just keep like bombing the serves and it does nothing. It's right to the guy's strike zone and then just ripping it. And then all of a sudden I hit a little kick serve there and like missing spraying to the back fence. So I would mix in that kick like no other, and then like use the first ball as a forehand, like inside out, repeat back there because they always like running all the way to the other side. So it was a safe play, and my percentage went up a lot. And then once they started cheating over more there, I'd just like
Kick
like
toss,
do like a little
tee.
liar, like a little act like I'm gonna kick it wide and just
gotcha.
go cheat. Yeah. Exactly.
Where you going?
Because before that, I actually had a problem with it. Like I would only like hit hard serves. I would only hit flat, and mostly primarily like sometimes slice. So my first serve percentage was extremely low. Then like I did the other extreme. I just started like kicking and slicing and hitting. I started doing mostly everything.
Then Becky went into the workshop where it's the side fence drills, the ad court side fence. And
Oh,
just
yeah.
slice
Yeah.
side fence.
Yeah.
He loves that one.
I think the wide serve is really important. You have
I
good
agree.
wide serves. Yeah, definitely the most important serves in tennis, I feel like.
To me, like especially on the do side, if you're slicing wide well, then this person panics a little bit. Like the returner panics a little bit to try and cover both serves. Like
Especially how he played too. Like backhand take it so early. So if you don't return well, the point is over. Like the backhand's going sharp cross, then he's coming to the net, and it's like it's tough.
I just slapped that shit. I was just as hard as I could.
Yeah.
Even if the guy has really good return out there, he's positioned all the way
Court
off the
is so
court.
open,
It's open. So, yeah, you have the whole court. I feel like that's why it's really important serves. That's probably why Beggy's trying to do it with you guys. Yeah.
Wait, I actually have one more question. So when you were playing, like Del Rey, like the 250, and then the US, so the higher level tournaments you played, was there anything that you had to change, like about, like tactically how you played, like with your, like I don't know, your serve and returns? Like, was there anything you changed, or was it the same, pretty much the same game style and same things that you were working on before?
Basically, everything was the same. I feel like the biggest thing that changed was I started to believe a lot more in myself.
Okay.
And I started to have a lot more faith in myself. And I forgot about all, like, because when you first go to these nice tournaments, it's like, oh, it's so nice. Like, you become like a little fanboy, you know? You go around, like, can I take a picture with you? Take a picture with you. And yeah, that kind of factors in when you're playing against them. Like, if you're like just like a big fan of the guy, you got to like go there and try to take it to him. So I feel like that's the biggest thing I changed. I started to get a lot more confidence in myself, and I just focused on what I had to do, like as if it was like a practice match. Yeah. So I think that's the biggest thing. I think if you do that, you can play a lot better.
Yeah.
How did those guys pressure you differently than the guys in the futures or challengers, maybe?
I feel like they were there a lot more games. Like they didn't give away random stuff. They were like, even if they were playing like shit on return games, they were there every single service game. They're putting you in difficult positions. So I feel like that's probably the biggest thing. The futures guys, they like randomly get pissed, or like they randomly give you a few points here or there, and then you could like take that and then run with it.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Last question: who's winning Wimbledon?
That's easy. I mean,
It's the easiest question all day.
Novak.
No league.
Yeah, if not him, then maybe Alcaraz. I'm hoping maybe Murray does a return.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Guy's filthy on grass.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else to cover before we roll today?
No.
Tell me.
I just want to say thanks for coming on.
Of course, I had a great time.
For sure.
Yeah.
I feel like you're one of those guys that people have seen around a lot.
Yeah.
And they know you're a great tennis player, but they don't know anything about you. And because of the way you present, like they might think you're one way.
Yeah.
I was the same.
They probably think I'm pretty arrogant for sure.
Yeah, and I didn't know you. And when we met in Israel, it was like,
Yeah.
oh, he's actually a very nice guy.
Yeah.
But he's maybe,
Yeah, especially before when I was younger,
yeah.
I was very serious. Like I wouldn't talk to anyone, but like towards the end, before getting hurt, I was opening up more.
Yeah.
But like I'm not like chatting with everyone. I just keep to myself.
Yeah.
So that's probably why.
And so I just hope that this kind of helps and people getting to know who you are a little bit better. So
Yeah.
thanks for coming
Hopefully,
on.
yeah.
And
Thanks for having me. We
hope
should do
you
this
get
again.
Back on court soon, though.
Hopefully soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll keep fighting for that.
Nice. Before we roll, thanks again, Zane. Yeah. So we have some questions in the DMs and stuff and also the YouTube comments. So we'll try to get those covered next week on the next episode. And yeah, we're gonna be in. We didn't even talk about what we're doing here and
Let's
where
talk.
we're going next.
We
Actually,
get time. Nothing to do.
yeah, on Saturday we go to Canada. So the next podcast will be from Canada. This week has just been a training week.
Shit.
So you hit some balls today with Justin, huh?
Yeah, I can hit down the middle. Like I hit more seriously than that some other days. But the problem is once I do that, the pain just escalates the whole day.
Yeah,
like,
that's
even if
no-brainer.
I'm doing normal things, the pain's worse. So I sleep worse. It's not worth it. Yeah.
So
you go Saturday, I go Sunday. We all go our separate ways.
then we'll
I
meet
go for
back
the
in a month or
injections.
so
You
and
go
we
for the
get
tournament.
Perfect.
All right. We've seen the support you guys have had on Instagram and YouTube, so thanks again for that. Continue to like and share and subscribe, and we'll see you in Canada. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, guys.